Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
So for the November 2018 One That Got Away, I felt that it was finally time to see one of the films that so many people talked about at the end of last year, and that of course was the musical The Greatest Showman, starring Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams, Zac Efron, Zendaya, and Rebecca Ferguson. The fictional/fantasy whimsical story of P.T. Barnum starting out and discovering what can truly make the world, especially children, happy, and that was to start his ever-famous, now legendary, circus. So this was a movie that a lot of people were excited about. My wife and I were excited when we first started to see the trailers and hear some of the songs, but at the end of the day, it sort of filtered out and we really didn't have an interest in seeing it in theaters. But I heard that people liked it, some people didn't like it, but I still felt that this was a movie that I had to see at the end of the day. So I finally got a chance, and I gotta tell you, it's not the worst movie that I've ever seen. It's definitely far from perfect, but it has some very positive messages, it's got some wonderful music in it, and it's also got some wonderful visuals. The acting is not the strongest, especially coming from a cast like this. I mean, Hugh Jackman, I know him as Wolverine, but I also know that he has true showmanship, so to actually get him to be casted to play P.T. Barnum was probably heaven sent, and you could definitely tell that he sold it, he had fun with it, and he really enjoyed the role that he was in, as did Michelle Williams. Zac Efron is someone who has intrigued me in the last couple of years, especially with some of the roles that he has chosen, and he was okay, and Zendaya to me, really nothing special. But all in all, the parts of the film that really come alive in this film is the visuals. When you take a look at all of the circus performers, the set pieces and the costumes are absolutely stunning, but it really is the music that sells this movie. The songs are wonderful. I wasn't really expecting to get a little bit more of a modern pop sound. I really thought that it was going to have that classical music sound, so to some degree it didn't necessarily fit, but it still had some amazing songs. I would probably say my favorite song in this movie is A Million Dreams. I just loved the harmonies, and I loved seeing P.T. Barnum singing it as a little boy and then growing up as a man. It was just really nice to see that actually come together. And also, it's got some very positive messages, some that I didn't necessarily think were things that would sort of fit in the setting of the time that it was in, but there are things like finding your place, following your dreams, deciding to not go with the rest of the people that you think are your friends and just do your own thing because you know that it makes you happy. So there's a lot of positivity to gain from a movie like The Greatest Showman, but when it comes to some of the greatest musicals of all time, this really doesn't hold a candle to some of the greats like The Sound of Music or West Side Story, or some recently like La La Land. I know a lot of people don't think greatly of La La Land, but so many others do. But for me, The Greatest Showman was an okay film. It had some great highlights, but all in all, not one of the best films that I have seen. It's not a movie that I will necessarily see again, nor is it a movie that I want to see on DVD, but is it a movie that has a soundtrack that I would listen to the songs for numerous times? Absolutely. I think the music is really what sells this movie, if anything. So I am going to give The Greatest Showman 2.5 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below and let's discuss The Greatest Showman, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.